Because of refusing to donate her kidney to her older sister, Anna, 11 years old, walked into a law firm and submitted the filing documents to sue her biological parents. The documents in her hands clearly stated that in the past 11 years, Anna had been hospitalized 8 times, had 6 catheters inserted, donated bone marrow twice, extracted stem cells twice, and regularly took painkillers and steroid injections. She had never had the right to choose, as all these procedures were approved by her parents. The reason for all this was her older sister Kate, who was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 3 before Anna was born. Doctors informed their mother, Sarah, that no family members' white blood cell antigens matched Kate's, and there were no suitable donors nationwide. Following the doctor's advice, the couple used genetic matching technology to conceive a girl who had the exact same chromosomes as Kate, Anna. Since Anna's birth, she had to provide whatever Kate needed, whether it was umbilical cord blood or bone marrow stem cells, without anyone asking if she was willing. After all, she could save her sister's life with just a minor injury. Thanks to Anna's contributions, Kate miraculously lived for 11 years, but her condition worsened over time. With her kidney function severely deteriorating, the only solution was Anna as the organ warehouse to donate a kidney for Kate. However, this time, the usually compliant Anna chose to refuse and even filed a lawsuit against her parents. A few days later, Sarah received a summons from the court while she was at the hospital, and as a former lawyer, she understood what that meant. Her emotions shifted to anger quickly, and her eyes were filled with disbelief. She couldn't understand why Anna would choose to watch her sister die before her eyes.
That's your sister. Have you forgotten that?
No.
Do you know what's gonna happen to her if you do
Yes,
this?
believe it or not, Mom, I actually thought about it.
In the evening, the father called a family meeting. During the meeting, the mother continued to criticize her daughter for being selfish. "Your sister is currently suffering, and I am doing my best to take care of her. Yet all I get from you is a lawsuit." The father found himself in a dilemma. He knew that a kidney transplant was extremely unfair to Anna, but he couldn't bear to watch his eldest daughter, Kate, die in the hospital. Anna wanted to live like a normal person. While missing a kidney wouldn't kill her, she wouldn't be able to enjoy and experience the world like a normal person. She wouldn't be able to exercise, drink alcohol, or even get pregnant. She asked her mother, who always emphasized the bond between Anna and her sister. Did she see her as just an organ warehouse that her sister could use at any time? The father remained silent, but he understood Anna better than his wife did. In the end, he knew that the current situation was ultimately their parents' fault. Over the years, he and his wife had not been fair to Anna. Now, he decided to respect Anna's thought. Sarah thought that her husband would firmly stand by her side, but she didn't expect that even the closest person to her would start to oppose her ideas.
He's not a baby anymore, and you just can't trick her
I
into
know.
something.
I didn't do this. Whose side are you on?
Side? What sides? Are there sides now?
Listening to her husband's words, Sarah only felt aggrieved. The decision was made together at the time, so why did it now become her stubbornness? How is her contribution to this family any less than anyone else's? To take care of Kate, who was suffering from leukemia, she voluntarily resigned from her highly paid lawyer job and became her daughter's personal caregiver. She revolved around the family's life every day without complaining about the hardships. As Kate's condition worsened and she lost all her hair, feeling extremely ugly, she cried bitterly under the covers every day. In order to alleviate her daughter's feelings of inferiority, Sarah didn't hesitate to shave off her own hair. To be able to fully concentrate on taking care of her daughter, she sent her eldest son to boarding school at a very young age. She knew her son needed companionship as well, but with Kate's serious illness, she had to set her son aside and let him endure the loneliness he shouldn't have had to face at his age. With these thoughts in mind, Sarah angrily sought out Anna's appointed lawyer, claiming that Anna was too young to exercise legal autonomy and demanded the termination of the appointment. However, the lawyer directly presented Anna's authorization letter and lawsuit documents, clearly stating Anna's hospitalizations and donation history over the years.
Mrs. Fitzgerald, did you ever say to yourself, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I took it a little too far?
I'll see you in court.
Kate's entire blood was infected and her time was running out. The doctors had to inform Kate of this news and introduce them to end-of-life care. However, Kate clearly couldn't accept it. While watching her mother fiercely argue with others outside the room, Kate, with a pale face in the hospital room, appeared unusually calm. She knew her mother wasn't like this before. Her transformation was all because of her. She took out the photo album she had looked through countless times before, which documented the beautiful moments she shared with her family and her guilt towards every member of the family. She was well aware of her parents' favoritism towards her and knew that she had become a burden to the family. She harbored endless guilt towards her father, mother, brother, and sister. In the final stages of her life, Kate hoped to go to the seaside to freely breathe fresh air. The doctors agreed with this wish because at this point, whether Kate was in the hospital or outside, it made no difference. They agreed to let the child fulfill her wish. However, when the father drove Kate home, Sarah hysterically yelled at him. She strongly opposed Kate being discharged and feared her daughter would die outside.
The last 14 years have been about saving her life.
Today
And
is
you want
not
to
about
undermine
you.
that today? I
It
don't
is Kate.
care. This
She
is about
wants to go to the
Kate.
beach,
It's
and I'm
it's about
taking her.
Kate.
If you'd like
She's
to come,
gonna die.
you better come, because if you don't, I want a divorce. How's
A
that?
divorce? Great!
Good,
you got
done.
a fucking
Done.
divorce. You
We're
understand? You
divorcing.
have a
Mommy and
divorce.
I are
You want a
divorced. In the car.
divorce.
Done.
Got it.
Let's go. In the car.
No, Anna.
In the car.
Brian. Give me the keys. This is ridiculous.
Stop.
You're gonna regret this, Brian. You understand? You're gonna regret this.
Brother and Anna were playing at the beach while the father sat quietly with Kate. Sarah came to the beach eventually. She knew she was wrong. She held Kate tightly, like holding a handful of sand slipping slowly through her fingers. Kate, dragging her tired body, watched the waves hit the shore. She was only 14 years old, but from her back she seemed like an elderly person on the brink of life. Soon, the day of the trial arrived. In front of the judge, Sarah openly stated the reasons for the situation and brought in many doctors to testify. The doctors objectively believed that from a medical standpoint, Anna should donate a kidney to Kate. Giving one kidney in return for her sister's life seemed like a fair deal to everyone. Anna's lawyer questioned whether this could be seen as using one child's health to exchange for another's. Upon hearing this question, a flash of guilt passed through Sarah's eyes, but she then firmly stated that making Anna endure this pain was her own fault, but it was the only way to save Kate. She couldn't give up one child for the sake of another. This statement left everyone present speechless. Sarah then directed her accusations towards her younger daughter, Anna, asking why she refused to help her sister. She couldn't believe that Anna would choose not to help just because she wanted autonomy over her body. Sarah knew the two daughters had a good relationship and Anna had always been kind and helpful, even voluntarily assisting Kate with her incontinence. Why would she choose to watch her sister die? Sarah believed there must be another reason behind Anna's decision. Faced with her mother's questioning, Anna hesitated to respond. Just as she was at a loss for words, her brother in the audience suddenly stood up and demanded Anna tell the truth to everyone. Anna was reluctant to do so.
You promised!
Kate wants to
Stop
die.
it!
She's making Anna do all this because she knows that she's not going to survive another operation.
That's a lie, Jesse.
Oh, no, it's not. Kate's dying and everybody knows it. You just love her so much that you don't want to let her go.
Sarah couldn't believe that all of this was Kate's idea. For so many years, she had hoped to prolong her daughter's life. Deep down, she knew it was an unwinnable tug-of-war from the start. However, Sarah was unwilling to give up any hope. Sometimes, love that is too strong can become a burden. Overly persisting can unintentionally turn into stubbornness. It was only now that she suddenly remembered the times Kate had mentioned letting go, something she regarded as pessimist at the time. Despite numerous attempts to dissuade her, Kate eventually convinced her brother and sister to help fulfill her wish. She wanted to lessen the burden on the entire family rather than dragging everyone down as a liability. Of course, she wanted to live, but not by draining her family of blood and tears, barely clinging to life. She missed the times of running freely and laughing loudly, but those happy times were gone, never to return. She wanted to end her destined to wither life and free her family from being bound by her illness. She knew her mother would never let go. To keep herself alive, her mother disregarded the feelings of others, overlooked her brother's reading disorder and her sister's fear of organ donation. It was not that Anna was unwilling to donate her kidney to her sister. It was that Kate wanted to let go. In the end, the judge ruled in Anna's favor, granting her bodily autonomy. Though the verdict no longer mattered, upon returning to the hospital, Sarah was informed by the doctors that Kate had at most 2 days left. On that day, all friends and family came to visit Kate, reminiscing about past memories with her. Kate hugged her brother, embraced her sister, conveying all the words and regrets through warm embraces. After everyone left, only Kate and her mother stayed in the hospital room. Kate handed the album she made to her mother, as if giving her lifetime of love to her. Everything her mother did for her, she documented in the album. Kate recalled her childhood summer camp days when her mother, aware of her homesickness, made her sit in the leftmost window seat so she could always see her. Now, Kate knew this train to heaven was a one-way journey. She asked her mother to lie in front of her so whenever her mother missed her, she could turn around and saw her. That night, Kate peacefully left. Every year on Kate's birthday, the family would gather at her favorite place, enjoying warm coffee and basking in the sunshine she once cherished. In the chilly wind, Anna held the hot coffee as if feeling Kate's warmth. Despite how many years passed, Kate would always occupy the warmest corner of their hearts.